All right, if you look over there on the left, it shows that our milestones is on May 12th on the left, the other left. Milestones. Our assignment, you can write this down if you need to, mm.8, 9, 10, and 16.
What?
It's going to be mm.8, 9, 10, and 16.
What? Testing is
On I.
2 days? Yeah, I'm confused.
No.
What?
The assignment
This
today,
is May 12th, you know.
the assignment today is 8, 9, 10, and 16. Our EOC is going to be on May 12th. Those are two different notes.
We're doing
Oh,
nine.
we're doing nine.
We're doing IXL.
Okay.
And
You're lucky I hit pause. No, I didn't. It's still recording. This is great. I heard all the groans on camera.
Oh.
Great. That kind of groaning was almost biblical. Good job. All right. This is, again, we're going to break another record. I keep saying this. This is the easiest thing we've done all year.
No, God.
Okay. You haven't seen it yet. You have detention because you're eating in my class. I'm going to give you detention tomorrow, Blake.
Oh.
All right. That's also on the video. Now here's the question. Now here's the deal. Scatter plots are when they just take data, they throw it on a chart, right? They just slap it on a chart, and then we try to make sense of it or see if we can. Now, with the stats we're doing, it's all going to be relative to a line, okay? Lines are straight. Lines usually go up or they go down in general, right? So, thinking about slope, would you say that this looks like a line that's going up,
Yeah.
looks like a line that's going down, or doesn't look like a line at all? Up.
it's going
Good
up.
job.
I'm so smart.
We would then say this is a positive trend. It matches the slope, right? If slope is positive, it looks like this, right? Same thing with trends. It's trending up. Okay, it's trending up. And then we'd click positive trend, you'd hit submit, and we'd be like, great job, guys and gals. Would you say this is a positive trend, a negative trend,
Negative.
or no trend?
Negative.
It's close enough. It looks like there is a general trend. You would click the button that says negative trend, and you would get that positive feedback that says well done.
That's
Now,
good.
Positive.
instead of just blurting things,
No trend.
we're just gonna keep going here. No trend means you can't make sense of it at all with a line. Let's go ahead and jump a level. I think we're getting the gist. Okay. Maybe I should go back and see if we can find a no trend one.
Oh, I could just jump a level and get 100.
No, that's a teacher feature. This is an example of no trend. It looks like they randomly threw pepperoni pieces on that pizza. Okay?
So I like
Can you make sense of this data using a line?
No, that's not hanging pepperoni to pizza.
So people want to make sense of data so they can predict the future, so they can make sound decisions and or make money, right? In this case, this is not useful for a trend, so you would say no trend. I'm going to jump that level. This is the one that gets students a little bit, but it's not that difficult. So you're going to make a prediction, which is kind of the point of statistics, is we want to make a prediction. And if there was a line here, we have to kind of figure out what the result would be. So it says predict y if we know that x is 72. So if x is around 70, it would be here, so a little after would be about 72. Are we following?
Yes.
So predict y. So the line that we would have would probably be something like this in general. So I think the prediction line would say that would be the point we'd be interested in. So it would be like 72, but we're interested in the y value. It's something, it's around between 80, around 80, maybe a little less than 80, but more than 60. So what answer do you think you would pick?
75.
75 or 10?
10.
Is everybody following what we did here?
Yep.
Yes.
So we have this data, we'd like to predict the future. At 72, what's a reasonable y value? Somewhere in the 70s maybe, not 10. So you're gonna have a pretty reasonable option and an unreasonable option. Pick the reasonable option. You think we can do this?
Yep.
So we would pick 75, we'd hit submit. Well done, we predicted the future.
What is group channel?
Okay. Huh?
What is group channel?
I don't know. I don't use IXL very often. Now, again, the reason I'm using IXL is for this material stats, Delta Math doesn't really have anything good. And with the questions in the material that we have to cover, this matches almost like perfectly. So we're gonna do them, plus it's easy. So, you know, if you make mistakes, yeah, I know IXL can be frustrating, but if you make mistakes on this one, you only have yourself to blame. Like I said, everyone finished last block. Like every student that was here. The only kids that didn't finish are busy doing the region track meet. They're not here. Okay, that's a general trend. In general, you want to have kind of the same amount of dots above and below the line, so it mirrors and matches a little. And they say the X value is 7. There's 10. I've got to use my brain and say, okay, it's going to be around there. It's going to be probably between 50 and 60. Do you think 94 is a good guess? No, so you would not pick 94, you would pick 50 and we'd be good to go, right? Does everybody understand or remember or get how to do these predictions?
Yes.
Okay, because that's kind of the point of stats, is to make reasonable predictions. Let's see what else is here. More predictions, maybe a little trickier, jump the next level. More predictions, same questions. Any questions?
No.
All right, we have done the thing. MM.8. Ooh, let me go there. I should have opened new tabs.
Except for we have to do 3-1.
Yes, but they're all very reasonable. This one might be the most reasonable. Oh, I've already got this one up. Well, let's grab.
Are these what we're
Okay, outliers on a scatter plot. Do y'all remember yesterday we talked about, like for example, this chart. Hello. This is a kind of the distribution that most test scores look like for a class. That you want them to look like. Like most kids are passing and doing good, but you got some extreme data points where kids didn't. Maybe they took 2 weeks off, said, I'm not doing this. They had a bad week, something happened at home, or they're not trying to do school at all. Getting low test grades, whatever the thing may be. If that happens, it pulls the average down. That data is called relatively extreme data. Those are called outliers. Sometimes they use some math behind it to justify taking those data points out. Has anybody had a day and you said, and somebody said, man, you're not acting like yourself?
Yeah.
That's kind of the outlier day, right? It's not your normal day. Same with data points. Now, as you can see, this cluster of points is actually the exact same as that cluster of points. The question is asking, which set of data has one of the points that is the one that's not really matching the rest of the cluster?
Second.
That one.
Yeah, so if you had a choice between A or B, B is highlighting the outlier. Which one is highlighting the outlier?
The first.
A or B? I think that one. Are you guys getting it? So you're gonna find the odd man out. Let's jump a level. Oh no! Which one is highlighting, A or B? That's the highlighted outlier, right? Let's jump another level. Oh no, they have 3 graphs that are all the same, but only one has the highlighted point. I think we can do this. What do you think? All right, let's randomly go here. Robbie, which one has the outlier highlighted?
Wow.
Well done. Let's jump another level. Let's see if there's anything more tricky here. Oh no, we've got 4. All right, so this group, y'all pick the point together. Tell me which one you think is the outlier that's highlighted. Oh, the suspense.
I told you.
Okay, so now look, the point is getting some familiarization with the outlier. So now we've discussed no trend, positive trend, negative trend, which those are all important. They are, and we'll talk more about them in the future. And when can data kind of throw things off, identifying an outlier. That is also kind of a key thing for stats. So we've done that. We're going to do that last. That scores, you don't need to see that right now. Okay, match the correlation coefficients with the scatter plots. New notes. Write this down. This stuff in blue with little green and red, all that, very important. Need to write that down. They are focusing on that stuff right there about R values. Let me tilt this camera and hit pause. Okay, for this next one, this deals with the R value. R value is called a correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient, that's the R value, that's what I'm talking about over here. And it's going to continue to be a theme or something that we bring up. Y'all know how we did the one variable stats? We'd run it and these things would pop up. So when we start doing two variable stats, which is what these are an X and a Y grid. So this is like previewing some two variable statistic stuff. Well, when we run it on our calculator, you're going to have an R value pop up. So we're trying to understand what that means. You can go ahead and plug in two variable stats for pretty much everything and understand, but sometimes the line that's associated with the data plot or the scatter plot is no good. Like, you don't want to gamble your money on predicting the future on a bad scatter plot that has a bad correlation. So what does that mean? Okay, so you can have positive trends and negative trends. The closer it is to either positive one or negative one, the stronger the trend is. Now, if it's closer to zero, it's not really a good trend. It's not going to be a good line to match the data. It's not going to be a good predictor of the future. So, this never happens naturally. If you're just looking for data out there in the wild and you want to try and find it, it's never going to be, almost never, ever going to be a perfect correlation, 100% to positive one, like this one is. So that's all you're going to do is say, well, this one's positive and it's really close to a line. So I know that that one will go there. This one is that almost looks like they just kind of threw it up there, like pepperoni pieces on a pizza, right? Does that look like a line? This data plots, these scatter plot? Not so much. That's why it's like close to zero. It's barely even negative at all. You would not want to predict the future using whatever that equation would be. Okay? You're not going to be able to come up with a good predictor there. So you just match the correlation coefficient with the scatter plot and you're good to go. Okay, again, this one is perfect. It's right there on the line. This one is a general negative trend, but it's not a very good one.
Alright, can we get started?
That's what we're doing. This is the second of 4 we have to do. I'm going to teach for about 30 minutes, maybe 33 minutes. Okay, I'm going to jump to the next level. Okay, these ones are both positive. So we've got to pick the R value that matches best. Which one should be a stronger correlation? Which one looks most like a line?
The second one.
Okay, the second one. So which number, they're both positive.
0.8.
So which number is closer to positive 1?
0.8.
The 0.8 is closer to positive 1. So that one would go there. This one is a positive trend, but it's not very good. Like, the reason is probably that one. Now, here's another thing in stats. If we said that was the outlier and we took it out, it would probably be a stronger correlation coefficient if that was an outlier, if we called that one. Okay, so we did the thing, we're good. Which one goes with A? Does anybody want to make a guess?
1.9.
The one that's closer to 1, next time let's raise a hand.
Okay.
This one's positive but weak. The scatter plot's all over the place. All right, let's just be quiet and let everybody kind of answer in their head first. Let's not blur it, let's wait. All right, give me one of your choices, one of the Raquels. Just one of the options. Well, okay, if which one looks terrible? This one? A? Okay, so that means it would be a really weak correlation, right? Weak correlations are closer to what number?
0.
0. So which number is 0? You would not want to try to predict the future using that line. This one is going down, so you know that's the negative.
Yes.
We're good to go. All right, I'm going to jump a level. Make sure we're all covered here. Which one is the stronger correlation? A or B? I think B is. Is B up or down?
Up.
Does the stronger number closer to 1 or -1? Is it the positive or the negative? It's the positive, so that one matches what we were thinking. Which one was more line-like? Okay, I think that's kind of the gist. This one they didn't give you a line, you have to imagine it. Which one looks the most line-like? A or B?
B.
Wait, this ain't the second one, this is the third one.
Wait, so -1.
Which one is this?
10.
Yeah, this is.
Oh wait.
It really doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, we're already done with the third one, so we're mostly done. All right, this is more of the same. Match the thing with the thing. It's gonna be nothing new. Okay, so the last one. Okay, this is my favorite, and I didn't really get it until this story. Hold your heads up, stay awake. Okay, it's called correlation. It's dealing with correlation and causation, right? So I'm gonna give you a scenario. This is a true statistic, okay? You ready? Okay, the more ice cream, the more gallons of ice cream that are purchased in Walton County, at the same time, the more deaths by drowning there are in Walton County.
That don't make sense.
How does that have any?
I'm just saying it's a fact.
I don't think.
There's a correlation there. There's an association. As the amount of ice cream purchased in Walton County goes up, so too do the number of deaths by drowning in Walton County.
Well, I'm not eating ice
I'm not saying it's something to brag about, but I'm saying that association is pretty much true. But here's the thing. Do you think people buying more ice cream causes more people to die by drowning?
Possibly.
No.
No,
I think the answer is pretty much a no. But why is there an association?
because it's the same way they choke on the ice cream.
No, we didn't say they died by choking by ice cream.
Well, ice cream is dedicated.
Well, guys, when
It's going up by the
no,
same
it's
rate.
not. Those are called ice cubes.
Toxic.
I'm sorry, Blake. If you're gonna pop off, I'm gonna throw something back at you. So here's the deal. When do you eat ice cream, guys?
When you're hungry.
What else?
Dessert
When you're
time.
swimming in the summer.
When you feel
In
fat.
the summer. When are you more likely to swim?
In the summer.
In the summer. But one does not.
So you buy
What
that.
if
But one thing does not cause the other to happen.
Good. I don't think
Okay. So the thing we're gonna be searching for.
I'm not adding up here.
Coach,
I haven't.
I'm not
Stop.
gonna lie, you could have made a 10 times better correlation with that one.
Thanks a lot. Let's get this on point here.
Hey.
That's the dingus. Okay.
Coach, what if they like swimming with the ice cream in their hand and that's why they drown?
Good job. You guys are making me a little dumber now. Stop. Okay, so the point is you're going to be seeking a direct causation. Lots of things that are correlations. It doesn't mean one causes the other one to happen. That is correlation coefficient. Correlation and causation. This one is perhaps the trickiest one of the day. So instead of making back jokes and knocking on it,
You know, Coach, that made me.
follow along here. Okay, so you have to do something very careful here. You have to read these problems. This one is saying which relationship has a correlation. They're all going to have correlations, guys. Just like the ice cream and the death by drowning or whatever it may be. There's always going to be a correlation.
I'll get it.
Blake, stop talking during the lesson. Go sit down. Just go sit down.
Right here.
What are you doing?
Somebody's trying to litter over here and I'm not letting that slide. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Because I don't want to get detention. Like, again.
It's already going to happen. All right. Which one, you want to identify which one is a direct cause and which one is not. In this case, they want to know which one is not. But to understand it, you might want to know which one is. So spending more money on sketchbooks is associated with visiting photo galleries more often. Now, if you spend more money on sketchbooks, does it force you to visit photo galleries? Does it cause that to happen? I don't think so. But let's keep reading. Taking painting classes more often is associated with going to the art supply stores more often. Does taking painting classes more often, could that cause you to spend more money or go to art stores more often?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to need supplies for the class. Visiting art museums more often is associated with seeing sculptures more often. If you visit more art museums, is it force the situation or cause you to see more sculptures?
Yeah.
Yes, but the question is, they're asking which one is not a cause. So is it spending more money on sketchbooks? Does that force you to visit the photo galleries?
No.
No, I think that one is the one that is not. But see, here's the thing. Sometimes they're going to ask you to find the one that is. Sometimes they're going to ask you to find the one that's not. And if you go really fast without doing what? Reading. Remember, I told you that was going to be a common theme for this unit and for everything reviewing milestones. Got to read, and you'll be good to go. Now,
This isn't even math. This is just like.
it's logic, which is actually what math is. You guys aren't learning pure math. Not yet.
My bad.
I'm sorry. I would, if it were my decision, we'd be doing it different, right?
Yeah.
But if you go on to get a math degree, most of the classes are basically logic based. They're logic classes. Okay, so each of these relationships, again, this one's again, for some reason last block it wasn't doing this, but this block it's always popping up. You gotta find not causation. Okay, so for competitive surfers, doing more surfing tricks, does that cause you to spend more time on a surfboard? I think that's true. I mean, if you're gonna try to do more surf tricks, it'd be hard to do if you're not on your surfboard. For competitive divers, somersaulting in the air, does that cause you to lift more weights more often?
Maybe.
Doing a somersaults, does that cause you to lift weights?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. For competitive swimmers, swimming in a longer race, does that cause you to make more turns?
Yeah.
I think so. If you're stuck in the same size pool, you have to go more times to do a longer race. More turns. So I think that's a cause. I think the first one's a cause, but they're asking for a not causation. That somersault thing causing you to lift more weights. I don't think you're gonna flip and do weights in the air. Okay, this one's another not causation. They're all the same. I'm gonna make a bad guess real quick. I just want a different question. Come on, next one. Maybe I should just answer. Okay, got it, whatever. Okay, this one is both. So you gotta read this time which relationship is both correlation and it does do the causation. Okay? So this one you want to find just the cause, not the not. For pizza makers, selling more pizza, pepperoni pizzas, is associated with selling more mushroom pizzas. So if you sell more pepperoni pizzas, does it cause you to sell more mushroom pizzas?
No.
I don't think so. But you got to read and know that you're not looking for the not on this one. For pizza makers, mixing more sourdough, does that cause you to use more flour?
Yes.
I think so. For pizza makers, making more tomato sauce is associated, or does it cause you to grate more cheese?
No.
Making more tomato sauce does not force you to make more cheese. Now, it's likely, because you make more tomato sauce, to make more pizzas, which would require more cheese, but it doesn't cause the other thing to happen. But if you do make more sourdough, or more dough, you will have to use more flour to make that dough. All right, does everybody understand correlation and causation?
Yes, can we do it?
Thank you. Thank you. Next time I'm recording, please don't do that thing.
What thing?
I do that.
What you did. Thank you.